Hey everyone, it's Mike with Play More Games, and we are here at the start of turn 6, which means we have this one and 3 others to go. This is 2 minutes to midnight, and let's get started. First off, I'm going to say it's really warm in my office today, so I thought about turning on the fan or opening the window, but I didn't want that to mess with the recording. So, if I sound kind of funky or out of sorts, that's why. Alright, so let's just start drawing cards. I'll just check in and say that we are still in a tie. Right. U.S.-China relations. Do we add a U.S. influence to China? Only Nixon could go to China. Let's see, what turn is it? Oh, it's the early 70s. Okay. Soviet money. We're going to place a spy in France, and we can do either an influence roll or an investment. Let's do an influence roll in Cuba. Now we're going to try and scoop up this tech theft. Flip that. And both of those are successes because of the one unrest. So it's kind of a situation where the unrest is working in our favor. We actually get to take both of those. We get, depending on what we pick, up to 4 successes. Let's finish nuclear subs. The nuclear balance shifts 1 towards the Soviets. We have, well, that's naval balance, excuse me. Build nuclear subs. Then we have 3 more. Let's build man. I'm sorry that this is taking so long. Yeah, we'll build LBM. It'll give us more weapons. And I think Stuart said that he was reaching out to the developer of the module to get the actual counts in the game somewhere, or in the module. I checked and it was, I think, 4 for the Soviets and 5 for the Americans. So then I have one left. Ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, there is a wasp in my room. So whew, you might have even been able to hear that. All right, I'm gonna pause it here and take care of this. We'll be back in a couple minutes. All right, I'm back. I wasn't able to deal with it, but if I pause the video again, deal with it. Yeah, we get a bunch during the summer months. Last year we didn't get any. But usually, I mean, when I first moved in my apartment 3 or 4 years ago, really bad, and it was like one or two. Like 1 or 2 every, not every day. Like 1 or 2 a week. I've gotten pretty good at scooping them in the car and living them. Probably should be killing them, but I don't know. Yeah, I lost track of this one, and I feel like my cat knows some secret that she's not telling me about the location of this wasp. She keeps looking around the room. She keeps looking up. So I don't know if she's still looking for it and she's confused. The last thing I want to do is have her start fighting with the wasp. You know. In any case, you didn't click on this video to hear me battle with a wasp, so I guess for the last one, we'll dump another point on subs. Soviet money. We're going to do a research action, and here's why. We get a bonus for silicon transistors. So, we get this one, improve the naval balance. And then we get one more. And we're going to place that on agriculture. USA money. Now, let's see. So it's turn 6, so we need 3 oil. We have 1 from Canada, 1 from Nigeria, 1 from Libya. We have our 3. That's the only 3 we have. And the Mexico one comes online next turn. That'll put us at 4, but we'll still be 3 short, so we're going to have a pretty big penalty. I think the move might be to try and get some of this oil here. So we're going to place an investment into Iraq, and we're going to roll a die. Miss. Okay. Uh, um, all right. Oil thirst. Well, we counted our oil, and we're good. Yom Kippur 6. -2 if Israel and Egypt have the same color cube. If the victory marker is in Israel, apply +1 victory or +3 crushing. So that's going to work out to be a modified 7. Arabs prepared counterattack. Roll 2d6. 5 and 4. It's on 3+. US may spend $1 and add 1 oil price to stop, or remove the victory marker and 1 US influence. I guess we'll remove that. Definitely seems a smaller price to pay. Good roll for the Soviets there. Gaddafi. Okay. See. Place Gaddafi in Libya and change Libya to authoritarian. Then, if Libya contains US influence, remove 1. Okay. And Soviet may place 1 unrest in Germany, UK, France, or Italy, and must place 1 in Egypt. Okay, so let's get out the Gaddafi marker. UK, Italy, Germany, France. Go with the UK. And we must place 1 in Egypt, which means there is a coup. Egypt. We roll 2d6. We have 4. Remove an imposing influence. So we've lost 2 factories here. And we set it to 1 unrest. We also remove the government. Okay. Gaddafi can be killed by a spy on roll 6. We might do that. Soviet grain. 3. Right. Poor harvest. We had 2 unrest or buy grain from the west for $1. Well, might as well add the unrest, and then we'll exhaust a spy, and we can remove 1 of those. Not so bad. Indian nuclear weapon. 6. All right, Indian builds the bomb. Add 1 unrest in Pakistan. Place the Indian nuclear weapon. Okay. Bangladesh Liberation War. Crisis is Soviet money. Let's do research again. So we'll take 1 here. We'll place a worker marker in the USSR. And then we get a free one. Actually, we also get a victory point. The 5-year plan. Or progress, which we convert to a victory. And then put it into conventional plan there. Object Azorian. Right. Place this card in the Pacific Ocean. Okay. So we can use these 2 spies. All 2d6. Right. So they break Soviet code. So I'll move them up on the threat assessment. So they should have 3 reroll markers, so we'll keep a mental note of that. Alright. US money. Let's do an invest in the USA, or in Iraq, and we'll roll. So let's use one of those reroll markers. So really, we should have 3. So I'll just put 1, 2 here. So reroll that. That one works. So we take Iraq, means the Soviets will go down a victory. We're tied back up. Soviet money. Well, we don't really care for that, so what we're going to do, we're going to place some investments. We're going to do 3 into 0, or 1 value. And what we can do is we can, I think what you're supposed to do is take out 1 per 1. So we removed 1 in Iraq, we added 1 into Syria, and next we will put 1 to Cuba. Civil rights and freedom. +1. Alright, so both sides must place 1 unrest in an occupied country, and 1 unrest in any other country. Must place in an occupied. Oh. Soviets will pick Anne, who is on the verge of a coup. And then Americans will pick Iraq, which is going to definitely have a coup. So we remove the communist government, set the country to 1 unrest, and then roll a d6. And that is a US influence. That worked well for them. And then we can put 1 more anywhere. We'll put 1 in the UK. So the UK is on the verge of a coup. And the US will put 1. Saudi Arabia. Popular unrest. Okay. Both sides must remove that much investment map, so they'll remove an investment. And the Americans will remove one in Argentina. Oil money. Okay. Now what we can do, we can use that to get those trade items. And since it's been a real while since I've had the opportunity, I gotta look up and see what they do. To farm tech or trade tech. Apply 2 successes towards technology advancement of any type. And 2 farming tech successes. Well, with supercomputers, honestly, this isn't really that great. All right. So what we'll do. What we'll do is we will cancel one of America's strategic bombers. We'll set one of each of ours off to the side. Just going to drop them 2. Means they're going to lose this victory point. Okay. And that back to the oil deck. Authoritarian unrest. 6. Both sides must place 1 unrest in an authoritarian. Soviets will place 1 there. So that's a coup. And basically it's going to end up looking like that, so really no effect. Americans will place 1 into Cuba. Alright, so now we got that oil money again. Let's go ahead and we'll cancel another bomber. Now the nuclear balance is even. Alright, Indo-Pakistan. We remove 5 of consumer goods. 5. We can add 1 rest here. Spy agencies. So let's see. The Soviet spies, we will have. Try to remove unrest in the USSR. No. And then the US rolls, and they fail. African unrest. That gets cycled. Civil War. The U.S. adds a Civil War marker to any civil war, but there are actually no civil wars on the board. Southeast Asian unrest, 5. The USSR must place one in Vietnam, Indonesia, or the Philippines. So let's do Vietnam. So that's going to trigger 2. So let's roll 2d6. 4. Remove the influence. Looks like that. Second Civil War card, no effect. USA money. Well, it's been a while since we got a chance to do something with the USA. So, what should we do? Let's remove some of this unrest. First of all. So we'll place one investment there and one investment in Japan to get both of those back down to 2. Arms limitation talks. Salt treaties. Alright. +1 if Soviet leadership is reformer or progressive. Alright. USA money. I really don't even know what to do. Alright, let's place some investment. Let's try and get some stuff here. We need factories, right? 1, 2, 3. Okay. And do get a nice base down. USA money again. All right. Let's do a die roll in Nicaragua. Nope. But we'll use one of our re-rolls here. No. And then we'll do one in Brazil. We'll use our other re-roll. No. Garbage. Sweden, Finland, neutrality. Remove one influence. There's no. We remove this. Soviet diplomacy. We may place one investment, one spy, and one influence role in any authoritarian countries. All right, so the spy place a spy. But one investment. We'll take this US1 and track. Then we'll do an influence roll in Cuba. Red Army. Let's see. I'm not going to do that. Watergate. Ooh, the president is impeached. So we remove the abilities, and we get one unrest in the US. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Alright, so let's do our influence roll in Nicaragua. And then let's do Brazil. Wrong call. No change. Research. Alright, so 2 research actions each. So we'll do one there, and we'll finish up improved tech here. We'll do an interceptor roll. And we finally get one. And the Americans, one there. That'll remove an enemy SLBM. +1 naval balance. Alright, that'll generate a tech theft. So that goes to Japan, South Korea, or Saudi Arabia. South Korea. Let's put that in Saudi. And then the Americans get one more. Put it on conventional. See if we can catch up there. Soviet money. Okay. So, let's see. Let's build a bomber. That'll place another unrest in America. We will exhaust this spy to try and roll for this tech here. And with the modifiers, we just narrowly miss. I think I made a mistake earlier. It's fine. But I think I stole tech from the Americans. The Americans hadn't researched yet. So that's something you'll want to keep in mind. And there's no one here to keep me honest, you know? Alright. We're gonna keep building here. So that's another 2 unrest in America. I'm up to 4. And then we'll give the Soviets another victory point. And if we can find a way before the turn ends to get just one more factory, we'll win an auto victory. So the Americans here we're going to take on some debt, which I don't like to do, but we are going to need to react some way. Naval arms race. The U.S. still has naval advantage. Let's see. They missed their naval die roll, but they do get to place an investment. And what they'll do, we'll put another one in Brazil. And then the Soviets roll for naval, and they get theirs. Military export. Let's see. Now I understand why these are a bit more powerful, because that restriction on the US, having already researched the technology, doesn't seem to be there for exports the way that it is. The way that it is for tech theft. So do either of those get me a victory point? I think so. All right, it's time for World War III to begin. So we are going to do a major aggression. How do we? Okay. Yep. So we're going to invade West Germany. We get 3 embargo markers. The US does a free remove trade item action. It misses. All right. Target is an enemy government, but the nuclear balance is in the favor of the Soviets. So there is no mad roll. Right? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so our aggression modifier is +3, or +2. -1 for adjacent country worth 2 or more with the enemy government type. That's UK. So we have a +1. 2d6 plus 1. All right. So, this is one thing I didn't know is when the naval advantage side has to decide if they're going to use their naval advantage. So I guess that's a good question. All right. Let's say that they can decide now, and they're going to decide to do it. So they do it. So this 6, or this 5, is modified to 6, then modified back to 5, which means the Soviets are successful. They do take the country. The rightmost factory is covered with a devastation marker. We get 1, 2 victory points. That's a third. So the U.S. has to come up with a way to get at least 1 victory point. Turn, which I know how to do. Lack of consumer goods, 4. Add 1 homeland unrest or 1 reform. Let's do a cube. We want to try and win the game this turn. USA money. And the first thing the USA has to do is it has to try and get itself out unrest. So let me just take a look at what's done. So we'll place 1 there, and we do get to place a second one. I don't know. Colombia, I guess. Turks invade Cyprus. Go on Cyprus. Turks react. Turkey and Greece are aligned to the same power. No one replaced 2. Otherwise, the USSR places 1 followed by the U. I guess each one. Single unrest. Authoritarian unrest. Both sides must place one unrest in an authoritarian country. Let's see. So let's. Here is. So coup, and we get a Soviet influence in there. And then the Americans. One here, which will start a coup. And it fails. I would say that we remove the unrest and we place a civil war marker, Cuba. And we remove. Central and South American unrest. 6. USSR must place one unrest in South or Central America. Right. Yes. All right. We get one research action. Yeah. Nuclear balance, intelligence. Okay, I guess we're gonna go with comms navigation. Operation Condor. Cycle. USA debt money. Well, USA is still in crisis, which means the US is gonna lose. Unless we take out some more debt. I don't think it's too late to do that. The US player may at any point when the current deck is not empty well, we want to fudge the numbers here. Let's play it as written. So we'll give this one to the Soviets, an automatic victory by virtue of having 3 more than the Americans. So the bottom kind of fell out of the tub on this one, since the Soviets had a really good run of building things and ended up putting the United States into default, and then we focused on making factories or aligning these countries when really we probably should have tried to go tit for tat in terms of building units. Anyway, I learned a lot this playthrough. A couple of key mistakes I made, coups. I did a bunch of them wrong. Aggressions, I now have a better idea of when to do them. investments. I understand that, at least I think the rules as written indicate that only one space should have investment from one power or the other at any given time. So, those are 3 things to look at. I am looking forward to playing this game live. I've got a game set up this weekend. And I'm planning on bringing this one to the Compass Games Expo in the fall. But that's a long time from now, and I don't know what I'll be up to. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Again, this is a Soviet auto victory in the early 70s, caused partially by a missile gap and World War III and NATO not being able to stop it. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you around.